America, mark your calendars. October 18th is shaping up to be the day reality and delusion finally square off. A massive No Kings national protest is brewing, and Donald Trump, along with his ever-obedient sidekick Mike Johnson, are already trying to rewrite the story before it even begins. They're spinning, gaslighting, and blaming anyone who still owns a working brain. Let's start with the latest soundbite from Trump's camp.
The president warned that any protests on Saturday would be met with force. Can you clarify what kind of protest President Trump does support or find acceptable?
Multiple capital injuries! Multiple capital injuries!
The president absolutely supports peaceful protests. He supports the First Amendment. He supports the right of Americans to make their voices heard. He does not support violence of any kind. He does not support assaulting law enforcement officers who are simply trying to do their job. Unfortunately for Democrats, that line has not been made clear, and they've allowed this unrest and this violence to continue, and the president has had to step in. Of course the president supports peaceful protests. What a stupid question. Raquel.
How about Portland, Oregon, where it looks like a war zone?
A war zone, huh? Somebody should tell the runners of the Portland Marathon that they apparently sprinted through a battlefield, because that weekend, Portland looked less like Fallujah and more like brunch. Farmers markets, art fairs, live jazz. But that's the Trump playbook. Call peace chaos, call chaos patriotism, and call yourself the victim. And while Trump paints imaginary wars, Speaker Mike Johnson is busy imagining his own revolution.
We've heard, and many of you have reported already, this Hate America rally that they have coming up for October 18th, the Antifa crowd and the pro-Hamas crowd and the Marxists, they're all going to gather on the mall. We got some House Democrats selling T-shirts for this event. It is an outrageous gathering for outrageous purposes, but the Democrats in the Senate have shown that they're afraid of that crowd, that they don't want to bow, that they want to bow to them, bow the knee to them, and they don't want to take incoming from them. And so they're willing to hold the American people hostage so that they don't have to face an angry mob that's a big chunk of their base. Now, if that's a rumor, they need to come out and clarify that it's not, but that is what we are hearing is their actual motivation, and it is outrageous. All this has got to come to an end.
Yes. The terrifying menace of T-shirts. Mike Johnson wants you to believe democracy is being overthrown by cotton and screen printing. But let's remind everyone where the real T-shirt wars began. 2016. Remember this one? I'd rather be a Russian than a Democrat. The shirt that aged like unrefrigerated milk. That wasn't satire. That was prophecy. Because now Trump's base actually cheers for Putin while screaming about freedom. So, when Mike Johnson clutches his pearls about peaceful protesters selling shirts, it's not patriotism, it's panic. Because what terrifies them most isn't Antifa, or Marxists, or pro-Hamas radicals. It's the idea of millions of Americans standing up together and saying one simple thing: we don't want kings. And on October 18th, that message is going to echo from coast to coast, louder than the lies, louder than the fear. Trump and Johnson can shout war zone all they want, but the only thing collapsing around them is the illusion of control. So stay alert, stay informed, and stay loud. Because every time they try to tighten their grip on this country, more Americans slip right through their fingers. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and drop a comment below. Do you think Trump's No Kings panic is fear or guilt finally catching up?